I'm Cassandra Messer with the Missouri Department of Conservation. I'm a private land conservationist in Platte and Clay County. This right here is Macken Park. It's a park in North Kansas City, Missouri. And right here is the very beginning stages of our pollinator planting. So I made contact with their parks department and they reached out to me saying they would love to do something conservation oriented on their parks, finding out that we had grant money to give them to do this kind of stuff. They were very interested, and we picked this nice little roller skating area as a really good spot because it's fully sun. They just mow it real short all the time, and there's no need for it to be mowed. So they said, hey, let's start with this. And we're gonna have 2 springs this summer, and we're gonna plant the seeds this winter, and then after that, it's gonna be a real nice prairie popping up, and it's gonna be real beautiful flowers, and it's gonna be really good for pollinators, and it's gonna be something different for the community right around this area to see. So back here at Macken Park, and we're looking at their pollinator planting that they had planted this last fall, and I'm here with Dwayne.
Municipal Services for the City of North Kansas City.
Yep, and then so you are kind of managing this with your team, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Personally, I think it's actually turned out better than I expected. When we first started, it was kind of a challenge with the amount of seed that I received. What I got was a little bitty bag of seed. To cover an acre of ground, which was kind of terrifying and shocking.
Yeah.
So I'm going, how am I going to spread this over that whole entire area without making a mistake, and to try to get it evenly spread. What we ended up doing was I have a 3-point hitch on a tractor, and I have a spreader that works off the back of the 3-point hitch, and we spread the seed at a very slow rate. It started to grow. It's actually taking off, and so far it's pretty successful.
Yeah, have you gotten a lot of like compliments, or have you got any complaints about it?
We got a few complaints in the very beginning because people didn't understand, and they said, hey, you guys are missing the weeds in the park, and that was not necessarily the case. Once we got the word out that it was going to be a pollinator garden, then people were really interested, and we've had a lot of support. Really no negatives other than they thought we had missed it when we mowed in the very, very beginning. But now that people understand what it is, even offering to help in any way they can to make it successful.
Right. And are you concerned about the management, or like in what ways do you think it'll make this spot easier to manage?
Actually, as far as the actual maintenance and the management for the property, for this layout in this particular area, which I think is important to pick the best area for your property to go ahead and to do one of these kind of projects. In the very beginning, I was like, hey, you're going to put in a pollinator garden. And I said, okay. And it's like, you just learn as we go. Working with you guys have been super helpful, but it's super easy, really painless. We did 2 applications to prepare the soil before we planted the seeds. We did not till up the soil, which I was quite surprised that you don't have to till up the soil to put in a garden like this. And as you can see, it's really successful. I was kind of on the fence whether it would grow, but it was very, very easy. And as far as maintenance, we haven't done our first mowing yet. We will do that come fall. And after that 3rd year, I think you'll see the best, or I'm hoping we'll see the best result.
Yeah, you'll get the most diversity that 3rd year. But we got a lot of nice yellows. So, and we got some bee balm, and I saw some butterfly milkweed out there when I went out there. So I'm really excited. And you'll get some different blooms this fall with the bloomings. So a couple things management-wise this first year, just for people that I've seen so far that I'm going to talk to Dwayne about, and we're going to tackle it together, is we just have some thistle, which they've noticed on their own. Just some invasive musk thistle, and they've been spraying it looks like. So you're taking care of that, just spraying that out. And then I do see some, since it's surrounded by cool season grass, there's a little bit of crabgrass, a little bit of cool season grass creeping in that planting, but I'm talking to Dwayne about that. It's really easy to take care of because all the native stuff is dormant the time of year that you would treat the cool season grass, so we can just broadcast it no problem and not affect the natives. And then we're talking about putting a sign up, so we got some signs that we can provide that'll help educate people of what's going on, and maybe this would have been good at the beginning too, just so people kind of knew what was going on. But other than that, yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm excited about this project.
The whole process has been, it's actually been a fun process. It does take some labor, and there is some money involved. Sometimes we were lucky enough for some grant money, which was super helpful. but as far as the overall positive result, I think it speaks for itself. I think it's really going to help this area. And we also took a piece of ground that was not really being utilized, and now we've highlighted it to something special.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys' help.
Yeah.
And
it was so
kind of
fun
schooling me through the process.
Yeah, and now you're confident and you can do it somewhere else, or even at your home, or friends, or whoever.
Totally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate at all.
Yeah, and I think North Kansas City is actually getting ready to pass a native plant.
We are. The city is in the process of working on to go ahead and do that for all of our public.
Yeah,
to
so
kind of make an ordinance of what they could do to make their own smaller pollinator garden.
Yeah, so that's super exciting. This is going to be a good example for the public. Like, this is what it could look like.
This is what you could do. Yep.
So, yeah, great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.